Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 4. My name is Mr.
My name is Jubrian. My name is Muhammad Fitrainur.
My name is Rusida. My name is Anapataran.
We are from Group 4. We are going to explain about education culture. Yeah.
There are three stages of education in United States. The first is primary education, the second is secondary education, and the last is higher education. The first, primary education. Primary education in United States lasts 6 years. Secondary education also lasts 6 years. There are both public and private schools. Around age 6, U.S. children begin primary school, which is most commonly called elementary school. Secondary school consists of two programs. The first is middle school or junior high school, and the second program is high school. Secondary education is predominantly general in nature. The core curriculum consists of the following subject areas such as English, mathematics, science, social science or social studies, art, foreign language, physical education. The subjects course chosen will depend on students' abilities and interests. If students plan to go on to higher education, they must always exceed the minimum requirements of the high school diploma. And then in higher education, there are two types. The first is college and university, and the second is junior college and community college. College is taken to mean four-year college. Four-year college offer four-year undergraduate programs, bachelor programs, whereas junior college or community college generally offer 2 years undergraduates only. Here, the most commonly awarded degrees which students can obtain at both academic and higher professional level. The first is associate degree students, such as technical specializations, nursing, most transfer programs. And the second is bachelor's degree students. The third is master's degree students can obtain a master's degree from a graduate school of a college or university. The fourth is Doctor of Philosophy or PhD. The fifth is advanced professional degree. And okay, that's all from me. Next.
The next one is the education culture in US. The first one is diversity. There is considerable variety in classroom for each university. No two courses are identical. It is cause teaching methods and curricula are diverse. There are considerable difference between undergraduate and graduate courses. And the classroom is expensive for its atmosphere. Private university might differ from that in community college. And the next one is classroom participation. Participation in the classroom is not only accepted but also expected of the student in many courses. Some professors base part of the final grade on the students' oral participation, although there are formal lectures during which the students has a passive role. The next one is teacher-student relationship. Many instructors believe that an informal, relaxed classroom environment is conducive to learning and innovation. Although students may be in subordinate position, some professors treat them as equals. Professors may establish social relationships with the students outside of the classroom, but in the classrooms they maintain the instructor role. Students must realize that when a teacher's roles change, they must appropriately adapt their behavior and attitude. The next one is independent learning. When research assigned, the professor expects the students to take the initiative and to complete the assignment with the minimal guidance. They will help students who need it, but prefer that their students not be overly dependent on them. And the next one is the honor system. The honor system imposed by the teacher and the university demands that the students be honest in all areas of schoolwork. Many students are also aware that they can jeopardize their rapport with fellow students if they are dishonest. Students who cheat may lose the respect of other students, particularly those who study for exam and work independently.
And then the next is United Kingdom. In the United Kingdom, there are 5 stages of the education. First is early years education, and second is primary education, and then secondary education, further education, and then the last is higher education. In early years education, there are a free part-time place is located in Wales, and anti-preschool education are in the Scotland. In the primary education, the goal is achieving basic literacy and numeracy, and then is establishing foundation in the science, math, and etc. And then is secondary education. It is the combination of different type of school which the pattern reflecting historical circumstance and the policy adopted by the local authority. And in the further education is seen as forming one of part of the wider learning and skill sector, which is in the further education we learn like a workplace skill and like non-university skill or non-school skill. And then the last is higher education. There are three levels of the higher education. The first is postgraduate course, is leading to the higher degrees, diplomas and certificate, and postgraduate diplomas as well as postgraduate certificate education. And then second is undergraduate course, which is include first degrees with qualified teacher status, enhanced first degrees obtained, and currently with a diploma and interrelated first degrees. And then the last is other undergraduate course, which include all other higher education course. So now I'm going to explain about the differences between UK and US in educational system. The first one is the cost and length. So in cost, it depends on the institution's prestige. So, however, the cost of tuition for UK institutions is lower than US institutions. And then the difference is on the length. So undergraduate length is different between UK and US. So the US higher education system is the time it takes to complete an undergraduate bachelor's degree. It takes 1 year less in the UK with a total of 3 years. On the other hand, it takes 4 years in the US to complete a bachelor's degree. Next is the prerequisites. So for international students who are non-native English speakers, both countries have their respective English language tests. These tests are required to prove students' English writing, reading, listening, and speaking abilities. So US universities prefer TOEFL, while UK universities prefer IELTS. And then in curriculum, so UK more focused than US. The UK higher education system is much more focused and specialized than US. Students are required to have already decided on their intended field of study when they select a program. On the other hand, US universities reflect the individualist spirit of the country by giving students much more choice and freedom. US university students are given 2 years to choose a major of intended study. In the meantime, students are free to take a range of subjects of their choosing, while also required to study subjects outside their major. And the last one is the assessment. So in assessment, UK universities use an honor system from first class to third class, while US utilize a 4.0 GPA scale with the traditional A to F. And then US universities often assess students' performance through a large combination of methods throughout the semester, such as presentations, quizzes, participation, discussion, and assignments. And then in the US, higher education system assessment is continuous. And then the UK is more heavily lecture and exam based, although in many cases they do have a mixture of assignments, discussions, and presentations. The big final exam is a much larger and significant portion of the grade.
So in Australia, school education divided into two. There are primary and secondary. The duration of school education in Australia is 13 years and divided into: first is primary school, runs for 6 or 7 years. Secondary school runs for 3 or 4 years, and senior secondary school runs for 2 years. And the academic year for secondary and higher education in Australia starting on January through November. And next, the language of instruction. English is the official language of Australia and the main language of instruction in the education system. And last is the cost of education in Australia. Public school in Australia are free for all of Australian residents, and it's not uncommon for students to wear uniform. Thank you.
That's all from us. Thank you for the attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.